Yo, it's the Land Assassin. What's up? What's happening, dudes? We are back. We are back. So, what happened? It's a great question. I'll tell you what happened. What just happened right there? We should be live right now, but well, let me see. All right, we are live. I'm over here using my Iron Man wristband here. Trying to get it all set up. All right, dudes, we are back. So what happened right there, guys, is that I gotta change this right now. It's getting very annoying. All right, Unlimited's back. All right. Yeah, dudes. Basically, we found something out about the boat. After I looked at it, the USB charger, the top one, this boat has a connection that has two USB chargers on it, USB A's. And the top one apparently might be rusted or corroded to the point where it is not charging the GoPro. So that is probably why when we were live without the battery, basically any movement of that cable might have dislodged the connection or misaligned it to the point where it wasn't giving enough juice. So hopefully that's the case, because that is a simpler fix. All we got to do is buy another USB connection and then put it out there, put it in the boat. So that is probably what was happening. That's grass. Because the moderator, she charged it last night. She charged it last night. So that wasn't the issue. It's just that it had been running with no charging or no charge on it. So it was just running off of the battery. And that's why it died. So it wasn't the GoPro's fault. We keep it real here, guys. It was actually Silver. Silver, I guess the rain or whatever made her get a little rusty on that USB connection. Because once I switched over from that connection to the one underneath it, the red light on the GoPro turned on, which told me that it was charging. Just a little bit of troubleshooting, but we are now on Sunset Hump, guys. It is just on the water. Technical difficulties, but we are back. I did catch a little dink, but I stayed on that hump over there because I was like, nah, I'm not gonna go to Sunset Hump without them, because they won't be able to see what I caught, right? Because I expect bigger fish here than I did on the other one. So since this is proven, we're gonna come over here and we'll work this area a little bit. I haven't thrown a chatterbait out here. I've just thrown this Nico, because I'm trying to get it come in real stealthy like. See if I can't catch some of these big mamas slipping. Manny coming in, requesting some Mexican engineering, bro. I'll bust a jale chicano on it, dog. Right now, I can't do anything about it because we barely found out there was a problem, dude. Barely realized that was an issue. Can't do anything about it until we get off the water. Moderator's already addressing the situation, trying to figure out where I can get a replacement. So let's get back to the matter at hand here, guys. Let's try and catch ourselves a BBL. I'm starting off kind of slow right now. I'll do one more cast of this worm off to the right. And then go from there. I will run that chatterbait. It is less windy here, or less windy right now, so I might go off to the other humps right now. I will actually tap the GoPro. It was on 13% battery, so we will check it to see if it is going up or down or staying neutral. I did wonder why, like the battery was going down, so maybe it was an issue with contact. We did have one cable that rusted out, but I mean, these USB cables are not meant for outdoor use as we are using them. So it ended up eventually rusting out, and then we had to get another one. Creel, you just missed the what do you call it? The GoPro using its own battery and then eventually dying. That's it. So did you miss the intermission? Hopefully you did whatever you needed during the intermission. I use the Hero, I don't know, this might be a 13 maybe? The only markings on it say GoPro, bro, but I think it's a 13. The moderator's the one that bought it, so she would be the one who would be best able to answer that question. Chris. It is not a 1, bro. It may have a 1 in it, but I don't think it's a 1. I'm gonna take a peek on the other side, see what it looks like. Guys, do not encourage Creel by laughing at his stuff. Then he feels emboldened to put more stuff on there, bro. All right, we're gonna run this with the chatterbait and see what happens. Caught a 2 and change, a dink, and a dink, and a dink. I put some thump gel on this guy real quick. All right, guys, move real quick through this. This is Sunset Hump right here. There should be a couple of fish waiting to play here. Hopefully they're of some size. We were quite a way off of some, so trying to creep the edges, see if there's anything out there. We will decide whether we're going to go to the other humps in a second. I think it's safe enough. In your face, Creel. It was a 13. Not a 1. That was grass. Now we are in the thick of it. We are going to try and pull one out of these areas. We're on the outskirts, but now no excuses. We are now in the skirts, whatever any of that verbal garbage means. We are on or in the area where success is expected. If it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But we are positioned now where the wind is at my back right now, so it's kind of pushing us on top of the hump. Not somewhere that I want to be, but yeah, Jennifer has saved us again. Kendall, that is the same question the moderator asked me. But I don't know. I gotta see what the weather's like. It might be windy. It might be a little windy. Okay. Just gotta read these contours. Those grass lines, stay on the outside of them. It looked like there were some fish on them, but oh, sorry guys, you guys aren't even looking in the right direction. My bad. Oops. There's one. Tiny. Well, there's one. Sunset hump. Got a tiny fish. Hey, fool, you got a tag? If not, you gotta go. If you ain't got a tag, you gotta go, homie. Bruh. Chocolabano, homie. No tag. He's gotta go. So I'll have to see, Kendall. I don't know. Hopefully it's not crazy. And we'll come out here in the morning. And then, I mean, it should be somewhat cool, so I don't know. I mean, fishing is cool, but I gotta see what the wind is doing. You guys know I'm a fan of wind, but sometimes wind gets too crazy. White caps are probably not a favorite. But again, we can adjust depending on the location of the lake, where the wind is headed, blah, 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 all that other stuff. Let me check that battery real quick, see if we're holding. Going up, going down, what are we doing? Well, now we're at 5%, guys. So potentially, that guy hasn't fixed the problem. Let me go to this battery pack. That battery pack usually has enough juice to do its thing. All right, let's do a hot swap real quick, see what happens. Okay. Is it charging? I don't see it charging. Nope, that blinking red light tells us that we're on. I'll just have to assume that this is working. It might cut off, guys. It might cut off, I don't know. But I am surprised that we have not drifted off too far. Yo, Mats, we are just over here trying to figure out what is going on with the power on the boat. Oh, thank you very much, Romance. We're at 5% battery. I don't know how this is going to play out. Dead rabbit. On the water setups sometimes don't go well. We realized that the USB connection that the boat has might be rusted out. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. So here's the thing, Kendall. The battery works. Moderator charged it. That's not the issue. The issue was that I had it connected to the USB connector on the boat that we usually connect it to, so no problem. But there is the potential that that port right there is rusted out, because when I connected it to there, when the GoPro died, I was like, well, I'll just let it charge a little bit. So when I connected it to there, it was still connected to the same port, I should say, and it wasn't charging. There was no red light, nothing. So at that point in time, I connected to the connector underneath it, and then it started charging, and I was like, oh, okay, well, then this guy, something wrong with that port. So then when we went and charged it for a little bit, it was all good. It was charging, but the power is decreasing. So at 13%, I would assume that we had some life, but now we are at 5% and there's no telling. I do have one, bro. Well, I got a power bank. So the power bank right now is connected to it, but I didn't see any indication that it was charging. So we're gonna see what happens. So the power bank itself, it powers it more than the boat. The boat keeps it to where it slowly drains, but doesn't completely drain. The power bank, it either keeps it at the level that it was at, or it what do you call it? It charges it just a little bit. So I have to go check it right now. I mean, it must be working, because at 5%, this thing should have already died. And Dead Rabbit, I hope you get a bite, homie. I'll check it right now. You know, on the water problems. If catching a fish ain't a problem, keeping a juice, now that's the new problem. But let us focus on the fishing and not care. let's not care about the electronics and let's just focus on catching a fish, and we see where it goes. We see how long the battery lasts. And then from there, we will adjust. It's probably charging it. I don't know why there's no indicator to say that it was charging. Like, it should have that red light on. There's one. Ah, missed him. Didn't catch up to him. It should have that red light on saying, yeah, bruh, you're charging. Or even that little lightning bolt inside the battery indicator on the screen. But it doesn't. Dang it. Let's check it real quick, see what we're seeing. Yeah, it's at 5%. It doesn't show charging, it doesn't show decreasing, it's just at 5%. We'll see how long that lasts, because that power bank only has 2 bars in it. All right, let's focus. Back to the fishing at hand. That's what we came for, not for a discussion about electronics and GoPros. Plus, my phone only has 30. So, something's got to give. I didn't expect to need to share power with the GoPro, so I didn't really care that my phone wasn't charged. This could be a terrible, terrible situation. You know what's weird, guys, is that the wind is blowing at my back, but it's not moving me that much. I would expect this to have already blown me into this hump, but it is not. I'm just kind of hanging out here, but the wind is at my back. So how does that make sense? Bro, everything got charged. But my cell phone, I was using it during the day, dog. So, you know. Creel, did you want me to not use my cell phone all day? Que pues, bro? I had to post about the pants. There's no way I could not post those pants, bro. So I had to use my cell phone. Those pants were definitely postable, bro. All right, grass line is off to my left, guys. I feel like I should have already, I mean, I did have one swipe at it, but I should have already got a bite. All right, so casting off to the bridge and that little pump house right there. That should be the ticket. I'll run this chatterbait. I'm gonna spot lock, run this chatterbait over here, work this area for a little bit. Mike, you're kind of like my brother, bro. My brother used to have his charged all the time. But sometimes I didn't even know why, bro. I was all like, dude, do you expect chicks to call you or something? Like, why? Why do you have this charging, dog? And I'm not saying that's the case with you, dog, but they're like, bro, these chicks ain't calling you. You can let it go down to 95%. You're gonna be all right. Creo, that was done last night, bro. It charged overnight. I charged it a little bit in the truck on the way over here. That's like 5 minutes. So there was some time right there. Dude, this is weirding me out because the wind is at my back. Who took off my spot lock? All right, who's playing games here, guys? Somebody took off my spot lock. I don't think I touched it. Oh, we're just gonna have the electronics playing funny games. Okay, electrons, we're good. You wanna play? Then let's play. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Creel, what if I needed the phone to see how to respool? Because I don't respool, so it was a how-to. How does this guy respool? I don't know. That's probably what it was. I used all my phone battery for the respool video. I think that's what it was. Even though I just said that I had respooled and charged my battery last night. All right. All right, guys. These guys want to play? Then let's play. I lack the expertise, Creo. I lack the expertise to respool, so I had to watch the video. How does someone respool? Creel, if you had made a video about respooling, you would have got a lot of views from me, bro. Because I would have started it and been all like, that's way too complicated, bro. And then I would have stopped it, exited, got back in there, been like, how to respool. Then I would have been all like, that looks dumb. Let's see what our bait looks like. Still good, still good. Let's cast in that direction. Let's see, battery level, 26%. I just hope the mics don't need juice. Everything's gonna need juice. We got some vultures circling around and the bluebirds. Yo, what up, vultures? What are you doing? Just because my GoPro's dying doesn't mean you guys can eat it, bro. Can you guys smell that all the way up there? Vultures. Unlimited. I looked at my spool of line, and my spool of line says it's really 1,200 yards, not 1,000 yards. I just like to be totally accurate. Secretly breaks all the time. All right, that's it. I like this talk. This talk is gonna set off a BBL. Yo, bro, man, you know I'm gonna try and make it as long as I can. Wow, as long as the batteries and stuff can handle it. I don't know what happened. Yo, Gary, I didn't hear a single tornado siren. So I don't know what you're talking about. Where I was at, there were no tornado sirens. The only thing that I got was on my phone. It was a warning that said, yo, which was odd because it's never happened like this before. But usually it'll just go off and be all like beep, 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 whatever, giving you the warning. But this one actually read it to me, which I was like, what the heck? It's like, yo, seek shelter immediately. Go to blah, 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 the basement or somewhere in the center of your home. And I was all like, all right. But I never heard any sirens. Now, the moderator might have thought that she had heard sirens, but I didn't hear any sirens. I've heard sirens before, but I didn't hear them this time. It was my phone that said, you better hide, dummy. And I thought that was rather rude of my phone. It got pretty close to me, bro. I didn't see any signs of, all there was hail, and very small hail. You could hear it, but it wasn't anything crazy. I would ask you, Gary, where exactly did it hit, but then like you're gonna tell me and I'm not even gonna know where that is. So I don't even want to waste anybody's time with that unless you tell me somewhere like close. Like if you tell me Arab, okay, well, that's cool. I know where Arab is. I apparently got educated where Scant City is, but I don't know where exactly all these other small areas are. Well, Unlimited, I'm also glad that you didn't hear one. From Arab towards Grant. So there was one in Arab? Because once the coast was clear, bro, I didn't go looking for, where any of them hit. I was just like, all right, well, nothing hit here, so as you were, back to business. Creel is correct, though. I am lucky to find the lake, but it's not very far from my house, so that one's easy. And it's probably the lake's fault that I don't know any other places, bro. Because I just show up here. So how do you guys expect me to know anywhere else but the lake? Rotation in Arab. Well, that surprised me, bro. All right, guys, we're gonna get back to the matter at hand. That GoPro is throwing off the game. Oh, you son of a gun. Pretty sure that was a decent sized fish. Well, whatever that fish was, it took. my worm. Okay, but it returned me the O-ring. So that's very nice. So I still got the O-ring, I just don't have the worm. So we'll put this back on the O-ring tool. And then we'll get another another worm, and then another nail. And go from there. So I gotta cast into that blinding sun. That is where I got that bite. I just gotta pull out another roofing nail. And get out that mag dizzy. That worm did last us quite a few fish, guys, so that's good. Let's see here. I realize I got my truck keys in my pocket, so it's probably not a good idea. In case I fall in the water. I have now wet the nail. Where is my O-ring tool? All right, guys, in case you haven't seen an O-ring tool, not very fancy, just an O-ring tool. Let me find them. O-ring tool. Basically, you stick your worm into one side, and I'm gonna have to wet it because the worm is too big for this. Well, I could just, yeah, I forgot the tail's also too big. So you basically stick your worm in this guy right here, one of these, and then push it this, it will, and then be right on your worm. Hey. But I gotta wet it in order to fit this worm in there. The worm is a little fat. All right, and then you gotta take this little O-ring, roll it across. It's a little tough. But when you become a big boy, then you're able to do it. All right, so it ends up being you choose wherever you want that worm to have that O-ring on it. I'll go just a little bit further. And then you'll just push that O-ring to be around the worm, wherever. And boom, you got an O-ring. Ah, look at that. Made me look like I peed myself. And this other O-ring that I got back, I'll just put it over the other end of it. And now I'll have an O-ring. And now that the O-ring is there, I can take this hook, and just like I would have skin hooked it, now I'll just put it on the O-ring instead, and boom. I would have probably liked it a little bit higher so that I could be moving the tail up here. Maybe a little higher. Yeah, right about there. That way he's nose down. I don't want it halfway through. I want it to be a little bit up on the butt side. Now let's cast back into the sun. It's every day that you get somebody back. It's kind of weird. Who turned out? Okay. Then during all the bad weather. Oh! Creel, you might have just had your moment, bro. Creel, you might have just had your moment. But actually, you have your moment. Because that was my leader knot. Not my, not my braid, I mean, not my line. All right, we got problems, bros, because that was my cool Nico setup. All that work for that. You guys are wondering what I'm doing right now. What I'm doing is looking for that leader line. It's usually a lot of leader line. So I'm gonna see if that fish was just like, okay, that's cool. I got hooked in the face. Pero let that leader kind of go. Come on, where's that leader line? I should have done this a little faster. Rather than show and tell, I should have gone and that was weird, guys, because that is the same knot that caught that 6-pounder, but for some reason it broke off. But Creel, don't get excited, bro. My FC Sniper didn't break. There wasn't a piece of it braid, only braid, which is very odd. All right, so we searched for it in hopes that we could get it, but we didn't get it, boys. So we're gonna head back into that spot. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do this. I know you're real excited, Creel. You're like, his knot broke. His line broke, but it didn't, dog. You know I keep it real here. I would have told you if it did, but it wasn't my knot. I initially thought it was at the hook, but it wasn't that. We are having system failures all over the place. That's cool though. We thrive in chaos. All right, let's see what the chat said. That was weird. Very weird. Hey, don't be hooking me, bro. Let's take a look and address the situation. Let's see what the chat's saying. Tornado. Crackhead woman going the wrong way on the road. Chamber of Commerce building. Creel said he had one go through his field. Invented the O-ring. Before they came out with that, I used to use the cap of a Sharpie. Creel, you can't consider that a win for you, bro? What type of fishing line are you using with your pole? Yo, Dwayne, I'm using FC Sniper. I have power line or something like that braid. But look, guys, here's my braid. And this is like the second time that this has happened. But so the Alberto knot, I guess, failed me. Though I did catch that 6-pounder on there. So if you look at that, dudes, there's no braid, no FC Sniper on there. It just seems to have come undone. So, why? But that's very odd. It had already been tested multiple times. Maybe it was just continually being pushed to the limit, and it ended up finally giving. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna change this shaky head. This has FC Sniper on it. I'm gonna change this shaky head, and I'm gonna use this for my Nico rig, because bros, whatever was on there felt like a decent one. And now it will just be out there living its life with a little bit of line out there. I hope I can get my line. So dudes, we use a bigger Nico hook than most because we set the hook like a beast. And we know that, so we gotta adjust for that. So that's the size of our Nico hook right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That Nico hook is, I forgot what exactly, maybe 1, 2, I don't remember. So we're gonna do this all over again, guys. Does this look like deja vu? Well, it ain't. It is us having to readjust. Son of a gun. Let's cut off this shaky head. We will search for initial abrasions. That feels like one there. Let's see the amount of leader we'll have if we cut ourselves here. That's probably a good size leader. I can't believe it, guys. The Alberto knot, it failed us. But for the record, this is an Alberto knot on this as well. So whatever. We will Creel, are you coming to my house and loosening up my Alberto knots? Is that what's going on here? Jeez, I felt like a decent fish. Felt like a decent fish, but whatever. I'm not saying it would have been a BBL plus, but it felt BBL-ish. All right. After not using a lot of freaking mag dizzies, we have just gone through 2 in, I believe, 2 casts. That's cool. These are the BizBait mag dizzies. Those are our go-to worm right now. And by right now, I say that because that's what's getting bit, dogs. We are getting bit off of these Mag Dizzies, whether it's Texas rigged or Nico rigged or shaky head. We're getting bit on them, dogs. Let's see what this says. Great. Now they know how to untie knots. All right. It was Creel, bro. I'm pretty sure it was Creel. He utilized the storm as a cover. He's like, oh, there's a storm. He's gonna be seeking shelter. I'll go out there and I'll mess with his uni knots. I mean his Alberto knot. The lake giveth and the lake taketh, because it gave us back the O-ring and then it took an O-ring. So we're even. Dumb. But we are even. Okay, that O-ring was a lot easier to get where it needed to be. Dude, I really hope that I hook into that fish again, because he loved the taste of the other one, and I get back my whole setup. That would be gangsta. I doubt it's gonna happen, but that will be gangsta. Here we go. 12-pound FC Sniper with 30 connected to 30-pound power line or something like that. Power or pro line. I think it's power, maybe. Who knows? Here we go. Getting back out there. A son of a fish. This is an NRX. We are not using the other one that we were using was a that we're not using right now was a Conquest rod. We'll see how well this NRX works this Nico. Dang it, I can't believe I lost them, guys. That was dumb. I don't know what that reference is, Unlimited. Bro, I still got you guys pointing downward? Come on, bro. Is this your first Rodcast? Get in the game. So this is high vis line, guys. This is like a yellow colored line. So that's why I like my leader to be a good distance from my braid. That is weird, guys. I don't understand how. It must have been that it was slowly. I mean, I caught 2 fish over there off of it. It was a faulty Alberto knot, bro. And the only one to blame is this guy, but I'll also try and blame Creel for loosening my knots, but bro, is Saturday Night Fever the John Travolta movie where they're like disco and stuff? Is that movie, player? Okay, so you're okay watching Saturday Night Fever, but when I reference Grease, then you're all like, all right, bro, I gotta go get analyzed to make sure that I have not changed teams. Que pues, bro? That's what I'm saying, Colin. That one somehow is okay. But Grease is not. What's the time? 6:41. We have 1 hour, guys. Well, I'm just trying to make sense of what is okay and what is not, dog. That's all I'm trying to do. What makes sense? FYI, if anybody's on Sunset Hump and they find my worm, mainly for that FC Sniper leader, because that FC Sniper leader, well, I mean, technically the whole setup is gold. It's got that gold, basically worth its weight in gold, bizbait worm. And it's got that FC Sniper leader, 12-pound test with a Nico and an O-ring. Bro, you guys are basically set up for life. You guys wouldn't have to throw another bait in your life. You'll be good in all of your life. My life is good. I wake up at 5 in the morning and I go fishing every day. for all of my life. You just looked at the noise. That's an Alabama high performance exhaust. They use a Sawzall. What? Gary, I'm not exactly sure what we're talking about here. All right, guys, we got 1 hour. We are probably gonna move. We are gonna move. We're gonna get on the main motor. We haven't moved a single inch. The dock is right there. We've just been cruising on the trolling motor. But these guys have broken my heart. They took my leader. I don't like it at all. They basically tapped my pockets here. Let's move, guys. We're gonna make a run. We're gonna sadly make a run without our leader. Why? I just want to know what was on the other end of that. I wish it had jumped up or something to show whether it had any size or not. That's what I was hoping for. But nah, we're gonna have to keep on guessing, wondering what could have been. That's the plight of the fishermen. What could have been? So the problem that we have, though, is that we got a battery pack that needs to be, let's see what our charge is. We're still holding at 5%, guys. We still have 2 bars of juice right there. There's a shot that we might make it to the end. But keep in mind that my phone is also dying. So we'll figure it out. All right, dudes. Windy out. Dead Rabbit, you're having struggles out there, dog. Maybe it was a Kool-Aid. What am I looking at here, guys? I feel like I'm looking at fish, but whatever. Sorry to hear that update, Dead Rabbit. the GoPro doesn't want to be facing. Let's do a quick swap. Chris Tidwell, what's up? Dennis's moderator is in the house. Mrs. Tidwell, what is happening? Welcome to the Rodcast. I do appreciate the time in which you, I think it was 2 days ago, which you complimented me. I appreciate that. That was ever so kind of you. Now, the accuracy of that statement, these guys would seem that it would be in question, but I do appreciate it. These guys would be all like, no way, that's him. No way, Miss Tidwell, that guy, he's not like that. He's dumb. But I do appreciate that, Miss Tidwell, and I hope that you are having an awesome Wednesday. We are on the water, so we can't complain too much. But oddly enough, we will find a way to complain if these fish do not start biting. I mean, we've caught some, but yesterday we caught a 6-pounder, and today is a different story. And we cannot rest on our laurels because that is not who we are. We have to continue to push and push until we no longer have enough sense to not push. All right, guys, here we go. It is nice and calm on this side. We are a little high on the hump. This right here, guys, is the last known location of a 6-pound BBL plus. Can we repeat history? Let us see. We will start off nice and slow. We are in 7 feet of water. We will start off with the same Nico rig that got broken off. I don't even want to say broken off because that is not the right terminology. The leader knot came off. Which would be my fault. And not the fault of the sniper. We're going to spot lock right here. Let the wind adjust the boat how it sees fit, and we will cast. We are looking for BBLs. It's cool that we caught some fish, but we are here looking for some BBLs. Now, let me adjust my phone into Iron Man mode, and then I will be able to read these comments. Struggling, got one pole. Normal, one pole Kool-Aid. All right. Rabbit, did you keep the rod free to cast with or just sit there? DT, respectfully, I have a question. Pacers or Knicks tonight? Well, that's a great question, Kendall. I got to see what's going on. Unlimited. It's blazing. Got two. All right, well, we'll just avoid that one. I think that's Caleb. Got 4 on Guntersville. It was tough out there today, the wind, or with the wind. But as soon as we had to leave, the wind died down. That'll happen out here, bro. I'm hung up right here on a rock. But I'm glad you got 4, bro. Were they of good size, my friend? I hope they were. I'm gonna have to go over there. Just as we spot locked and got in what seems to be a decent position, we now have to go get our bait. But let us continue reading these comments. Bro, it says nosotros tenemos que pescar juntos alguna vez. Bro, you let me know. Spreak, really? Chris is short for Christine or Chris? Okay, we got our hook back. We got our whole setup back. Yo, Dennis, if you're referring to me and asking if you were out of line for anything, Dennis, you're good, man. We good. We good, my dude. Yo, Drew, what's happening, bro? Just out here. What the heck is going on here, bro? Just out here throwing some lines. Sure. No bigger than 3 pounds. Ah, bro, then this lake was treating you not kind. You talking about my English catfish? Or are you talking about my Spanish? And I know you don't need a translated catfish. Where you been, dog? Where have you been? Catfish, did you happen to see that huge catfish that we caught a while ago? And if the answer is no, that huge catfish was probably you then. That's why you couldn't put comments, because you're like, bro, you got me hooked, dog. You're on the line. Let me go, bro. That's my guess as to why you would not have seen that catfish or responded, bro. Okay, we are now back positioned in line with where we want to fish. Hopefully, we do not get hung up like we just did. Long work trip. All right, guys, we've established that catfish was the 28-pound catfish that I caught. I thought he looked a little familiar, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions. because, of course, catfish isn't going to remain looking exactly like he does on land. He's probably using some of that merp magic in order to walk on land. The Little Mermaid gave up her voice just so that she could get 2 legs. I'm not exactly sure what catfish gave up so he could have 2 legs, but I'm just saying, he had a voice because I could hear him. I was talking to him. Catfish, what did you give up so that you could walk on land? Bro, what is this thing on my arm? Bro, this is so that I can call in drone strikes on the fish. I'm like, okay, these guys are not biting. I'm gonna call in a drone strike right here, blow up this whole hump right here. I don't even care. If the fish wanna play like that, then blow it all up. I'm done with these fools. Drew, this armband is so that you don't have to see my nalgas every time I'm looking down and be all like, okay, what did this comment say? You see, bro, I'm looking out for you guys. I was feeling like you guys were getting like, you're like, all right, enough of this guy reading the comments. Let's not put comments anymore, guys, because he has to bend over to read the comments. A Buzz Lightyear, bro. Mega Man. Oh, Mega Man. Heck yeah, bro. That I'll be cool with. But Buzz Lightyear, dude, if it's giving you Buzz Lightyear vibes, then I better be the Spanish Buzz. If that's the vibe that you're getting. That's the only way it'll work. Vaquero, muévate. Aquí estoy, pescando. Dang, Catfish gave up his eagle powers. That was a sacrifice. And that would probably explain why he goes fishing, because that's the only way that he could meet his homies again. He's got to hook them in the face and be like, "Cuvo, vato, you remember me?" And then next thing you know, they're like, "Bro, get out of here, bro. You chose the land. Get out of here, landlubber." Oh yeah, now we're back to the video games from back in the day. What did you love to watch, bro? The Little Mermaid? All right, guys. These guys are making me mad. Maybe they're a little shook from the storm. Maybe they were also like, oh dear God. Because dudes, I'm telling you, there was a shad ton of lightning out here. It was just, there was a lot of lightning. There was a lot of flashes in the sky. Like I'm talking about bolts to the ground and then air to air lightning. I was like, bro, this is pretty intense. But that's as I stood outside watching the storm. But not like a crazy person where I'm all like, yeah, come get me. No, I was watching to be like, okay, where's the storm at? How close are we? What do we got to do? I wasn't going crazy, guys. Hey, dudes. Currently, right now, with the sun behind me, I kind of look like a shadow puppet. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, dogs? Oh, dudes, I could even be like a Michael Jackson shadow puppet. Who even knows? I just got to get a different hat and lose one of my gloves. But other than that, bro, guachalo, Oh, that's Michael Jackson style. That's the moonwalk. Did he just moonwalk all across the deck of his boat and catch a fish while he was moonwalking? You gotta be kidding me, dog. Michael Jackson. Hee. Yeah. He's not big, guys. But it is life. The king of pop is over here popping these fish into the boat. Hee. Yeah. No tag, homies. No tag. There you go, MJ. Not Michael Jordan, but the king of pop. Let's get this O-ring back on there. And let's get back out there. You see the lines coming from the sky. Kendall, you still talking about lightning? Everybody's just gonna gloss past the fact that I just moonwalked right here? You guys are gonna gloss over the fact that I moonwalked and I'm over here. Bro, I don't know how big this guy is, but I still am a little disappointed. The moonwalk, it went unrecognized. Like, wait, cálmate, vato, cálmate. We're just gonna have a waterside chat, bro. What do you look like? How big are you? Let's see how concerned we should be for your salvation and stuff. Not really big, guys. Probably about a 2-pounder. I'm not gonna flip them though. So let's have a waterside chat here, guys. They are starting to get a little Nico hungry, you know what I'm saying? Probably a 2-pounder. What's up, dog? How much you weigh? Not even, bros. I got you all excited for nothing. We're out there, dogs. Not a 2-pounder. Let's just keep on casting, dogs. But the action is heating up. Oh, you were saying, oh yeah, but I had said shadow puppets, dog. That would be like, I think they're called like marionettes or something like that. I think those puppets have the line or the strings and stuff, bro. I think that's what they're called. I could be wrong. But I didn't expect to be quizzed on what kind of puppets have strings on them. But I think that is the right name. That is might have only been a Canadian version, Colin, because I don't think I've ever seen that game. We are in 8 feet of water. That was 2 fish off of back-to-back cast. Oh, Unlimited is leaving. It's time to catch a BBL Plus, guys. Hold on. He told me he loves when I do that. Actually, you know what we should do, guys? We should just get all excited and be like, oh, we got ourselves a blah. And it won't even be a fish. And then he'll be all like, what just happened? It was on Sega. I don't remember it, Colin. I mean, I remember the Sega, but I don't remember that game. Hey, does this count as babysitting? Where's this fool? Because he supervised. Now I have to watch you. You know, some parents are like, they're like, there's an adult here. I mean, where, I don't know. But there's an adult here that will watch my kids while I go and enjoy my life. That might be what's happening here, Colin, but if you get into trouble, well, your pop-pop's gone. I will not take responsibility for it. It's too much responsibility. Kendall never had a Sega. I'm a little sad, Kendall. I'm not sure if I should be sad for you that you didn't have a Sega. I don't know. I want a Sega right now, bro. Dang, Colin hating on the controller. Dude, Sega was like, they were innovators. They would push the limits. The Sega CD. They handle business, bro. The N64. Okay, now everybody's just flexing here. And Gary came in and outflexed everybody. He was all like, look, bros, all you freaking little niños, I had a man's box, not an Xbox, a tackle box. So if we ain't talking about that, keep your video games out of the chat. Hey, Krill, relax with the flexing. Krill flexing that he had every single game system from the beginning of time. What is this floating stick right here? I hope it's a stick. For a couple of reasons, because if it ain't a stick, then it could be something else. But if it's something else, it looks like it might have hurt somebody. Very interesting. That's neither here nor there, guys. Where are the BBLs? SoCal Outdoors. We are throwing a Nico with a Mag Dizzy on it. On a hump. Right now we are in about 6 feet of water. It is a Mag Dizzy. We got an O-ring attached so that we don't lose the worm, as these worms are gold essentially. We haven't caught a giant just yet. But remember, homies, don't forget about that subscriber giveaway. And also, remember that yesterday, oh, sorry guys, you guys aren't even looking. My bad. That yesterday we paid out that BBL Plus, but it was rolled over. Unlimited one, and he said roll it over to the next one. So the next BBL Plus will be $75 to whoever wins, and that is a $75 Bass Pro Shop or Tackle Warehouse gift card. But we got to hit a 7-pounder in May. If we don't, then it will reset and we will go to June, but with the same price tag for the next BBL. In June, the first bass over 4 pounds will be a $75 Bass Pro Shop or Tackle Warehouse gift card. That is if we do not catch a 7-pounder in May. SoCal crushed it on a donkey rig yesterday. SoCal, where were you fishing? Dude, the Wii was, bro, you know how many calories I lost playing the Wii? It was a lot. It may not look like it, I mean, because I gained them back, but it was a lot. San Diego. I used to live in San Diego. Well, I used to live in, what's that place called? In Poway. That's where I used to live. I was trying to figure out where that was. And I would go and fish Escondido, bro. Come on, baby, one time. Where you at? We are in 8 feet of water. Oh, that's all good, player. We're not here to drop dimes on anybody or any locations, though we don't have any secrets here, player, but to each their own. I'm gonna throw one cast at the top of this, and then I'm gonna switch to a worm, and then I'm gonna throw that chatterbait It's about time to get ourselves some buzzer beaters. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have 5% on the phone because I cannot see your comments now, guys. Ay, Dios mío. What are we going to do here, boys and girls? How are we going to do this? All right, let's figure this out. We got to use our brains and stuff. Let's see how much battery the GoPro has. It's still red. It's at 5% and holding. Let me switch off to this over here. This is gonna get good. Hold on. Switch that, switch this. Back to here. Why won't it go in there? Okay. We are now at 4% on that, but it should hold. And now we're gonna have to take off our armband. We don't have a CD so that we can charge this. Ay, ay, ay. We're gonna have to adjust, guys. And that's just life. Adapt and overcome. Name of the game. Okay, phone's at 3%. It's plugged into the boat. Let's see how long it lasts. Oh no, Creel, you'll still be able to, like everything will still be running, but I won't be able to see your comments is the problem. Tackle and Target Outdoors, what up? We can see, bro. Thank the good Lord for vision. And one that's in one output that is A to C. I have to fish from the back, guys, so that I could see what's going on. Ah, la son of a... My phone fell, but it's good. We're good, bros. So I'll fish from the back. And just... All right, but I'm gonna throw a Texas rig out here or a jig. Where are you? Where you at? Well, I guess I'm throwing a jig. I'm throwing a jig instead. All right. We'll have to walk back and forth, guys, so that we can see what you guys are saying. Hopefully, we get ourselves a BBL, and then all life will be good. We'll be like, yeah, no problems. But currently, we have the slight power issue. I'll let you guys see that sunset back there. Let's see what we got here. Came with a free. So this power issue is not usually a problem, but because the GoPro went all the way down to 0, it became a problem. So we usually got enough juice for everybody. It's just today, whatever. Technical difficulties. we will attempt to do the best we can with what we got for now. I wish I had a USB port up here in the front. That's what, Ranger, if you listen to any suggestions of mine, which I doubt you even watch, if you want, can you please, there's gotta be something on my jig. Yep, there was something on my jig. That's an okay fish, not a great fish, but it was on the jig. Well, he wants to go back into the water. Cruising with me, guys. He was cruising with my jig. Smack right where you want him. Cruising with the jig, does not have a tag. We had to switch it up. This is probably about a 2-pounder. I don't know if we should even waste time weighing him, but we will. Let's let him relax. Weighed in, definitely a 2-pounder, over 2 pounds. Good looking fish, just not the size we want. We are here for BBLs, dog. We're here for the Big Bass Live. I had to throw a little bit further off that line that I was on. He picked it up and started cruising with it. I had to figure out how much line to reel in without giving away the fact that he was connected to a jig, because I didn't feel him pick it up. I don't know what I was doing when he bit. Oh, the fish finder might have one. The moderator might be right. Creel, I might not want to know what you're saying. The horizon looks a little bit crooked. Weight pounds, guys. So it did get a little bit bigger. Ran into some grass out there. Moderator, it probably has a USB somewhere, but I don't know if it's a charging one. It'll probably try and get data through there, so I don't know. But I will have to put my light on real quick. 15 minutes till sunset. You're gonna fall off to the side, guys. Well, hold on. Let's level you guys. And now let's get our light out. I mean, I'm thinking I can throw the chatterbait here and get some bites, but I'm looking for some bigger bites, let's say. While I'm back here, I'm gonna have a mic off moment, boys and girls. And we are back. I'll put recording on this. All right, guys. That sun is disappearing. We'll turn our lights on. You know, it's about to turn into rip-rap time, boys and girls. And we're gonna try and get ourselves a buzzer beater. Should we count that fish as a buzzer beater? That's up to you guys. That is totally up to you guys whether we want to count that one as a buzzer beater. Oh, that felt a little weird, like a bite. But it might not have been. Let's slow roll this, and then we'll go to the rip wrap. I felt like something hit me, yep. Oh, but it felt like something hit me, but it was caught on my frickin', like it was wrapped up on my rod tip. What happened? Did it take my arm? Took my arm. Dirty, dirty fish. Okay. I need to be ready. So that might not have been a big one, but that was definitely a bite, and that's the second time. I'm gonna have to keep my rod tip down like that. Keep my rod tip down and be ready for that hook set. That looks like a better one. You guys might not be able to see him, but I'm gonna reel him in as fast as I can because now we can turn that camera. Now that he's at the boat fighting. Looks about the same size. Let's flip him. Oh, that's a little bigger than the other one. That one right there is a little bigger. Might be a 3-pounder. No tag. Let's weigh him and get him in the water. Actually, let's get him in the water first. There's a little bit of blood on him. That's just tongue blood. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of tongue blood. Let's weigh them. Got them. Let's release them. No tag. I had to keep my rod tip down because I was getting out of position for a hook set. I usually reel off to the side rather than up, but I was getting stuck on some stuff. That fish weighed 3 pounds, 2 ounces. Krill, this is basically like if you had visited the way the boat looks right now. Like you were out here fishing with me, bro. All right, guys, our jig, I think, did get hit down there, but he only has one pincer right now. Is it pincer? Pincher. Pincer? Whatever. I'm gonna work this just a little bit more. I think there's fish out there just chilling. But I'm looking for the BBL, bro, not these 3-pounders. Maybe they slowly increase. Well, that fish definitely knew what direction it wanted to go, and it was with me. So that's why I didn't change the camera angle until late in the game. There's grass out there. That's grass. That's a lot of grass. Yo, what up, Lane? What's happening? All right, so out there's probably about like 10 to 12 feet. There is rock. All right, my jig is in the rock. I will do 1 or 2 more casts of this jig, and then I will switch over to the chatterbait and throw all around this area. I'm not sure we're going to the riprap. One of those had to have been a buzzer beater. Oh, these guys are accusing me of missing krill. One more cast in this direction, and then we will do that chatterbait. Come on, baby, one time. That's a big jig out there. One of you big girls bite it. It's feeling like grass out there. That's not grass. That is not grass. I came out of the grass and then this little dummy hit it. He ain't big, but barely hooked. Barely hooked as it came out the grass. Come on, dog. All right, we're gonna throw the jig again, even though I said a chatterbait. But these fools seem to be biting the jig. So I'm trying to get a bigger fish than that. And the jig has, you know, a likelihood of catching a bigger fish. Gracias, Colin. They're starting to shrink though. He's got too much grass on him right now. That was grass. One more cast after this with a jig and then we will go to that that chatterbait. Somebody hit that fool right near the boat. We are only in 5 feet of water, or 6 feet of water right here. I wasn't expecting to get hit right next to the boat, so I wasn't in position or anything. That was just him adjusting on a rock. So, what was that? What's going on down there? You fools playing games? Some weird's happening down there, guys. Let's do another cast because apparently I've said only one cast. And I keep on throwing. I keep on throwing as long as they keep on nibbling. Unlimited is saying keep on going through them. And the tag will just magically appear. I hope so, Unlimited. But I also hope that a BBL Plus just magically appears. I doubt a BBL Plus will have a tag, but you know. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to go through the runts. What time is it? Oh, that game has been going on for a while. Yo, dudes, anybody know the score on the Pacers game? Yo, Simply Fishing, what's up? 46, 45. Yo, Real Fishing. We've been catching a few right here. Cop, I don't know, maybe 3 right here. Just right now. I don't know how many in total we've caught, but we are in search of the big uns. All right, let's throw a chatterbait out there, but not in the same direction as those. I guess I could. All right, first let me throw them out here, and then I will throw them in that same direction as those other guys. So I'm throwing Daunt. Oh, I just missed one, guys. I freaking didn't have my finger on the reel. Actually, the reel handle actually freaking rammed the reel into my finger because it was out of position. All right, guys, mental note. Be in position when you are about to be ready to set the hook. I mean, I don't think that guy was a giant, but so we've caught a couple buzzer beaters here, guys. That is for sure. We'll let this chatterbait hit the bottom. It's on the bottom, pop them up once, and slow roll them back. That's grass. Got a little grass on them. We'll go to the deeper area where I was, and we'll let it hit the bottom and run it back. See if any of those dummies want to eat a chatterbait instead of a jig. They gotta want to. Well, that's about to hit the bottom. 8 left in the half. Gracias, Colin. Pop out that grass. Let's get ourselves a buzzer beater. I don't know how many we've caught, but this is definitely, if we catch another one, that'll be a buzzer beater at a minimum. We're trying the other sides over here, guys, just to make sure that these fools are not trying to hide from us on one side or the other. Jerry, you're getting a lot of thank yous from the people in the 2.3K subscriber giveaway videos or video. So in case you guys are not familiar, Jerry Rig Fishing won the 2.2K subscriber giveaway video, and he rolled it over into the 2.3K. He said, nah, bro, let someone else win. So now the 2.3K subscriber giveaway video, the winner of that will be given a $100 Bass Pro Shop or Tackle Warehouse gift card. Let's do 3 more casts, and if we don't get bit, you know where we're headed. This is cast number 1. You guys know exactly where we'll be headed. Cast number 2. What was that? That felt different. Cast number 3. We don't get bit on this one, guys. We are going to the riprap. And we are going to work it into the darkness. There's one. Oh, that right there, guys, looked like a BBL. Might not have been a BBL plus, but it was a BBL. I'm assuming you guys were able to see that. That sadness. We did get bit on the last cast right there, bros. So it's hard to leave. Do we leave and go to the riprap, or do we continue? There's another bite. Stay down, fool. Don't you dare go up there and jump. It's a lot of splashing, guys. I think that hook set's a little bit better than the other one. You can stay down all you want, fool. He's not big. But the hook set is bigger. Better than the other one. On the bigger one, we lose them. On the smaller one, we keep them. There it is. Probably a 2-pounder, guys, but He got no tag, no tag. He got a little bit of an injury, so we're gonna let him go. We're not gonna, it was probably about 2 and change. We don't wanna hurt him. So we just gotta slow roll this chatterbait out there. They don't want us to go to the riprap, guys. I've been trying to get to that riprap. They don't want us. Sorry about not interacting with the chat as much, guys. It's just that phone's battery is low, so I gotta walk back and forth. I'll throw a little bit more to the right. Let's see what the phone's battery is at right now. It is at 18%. That should get us to where I can now just look down right here. Rather than having to, rather than having no interaction, I should be able to just look down now. All right, there we go. 18% battery. So the phone can be charged apparently by that USB, but not the GoPro. It won't be able to continue to, it will sustain, but it won't charge. So let's see if we can't get some more buzzer beaters here, guys. Reel fishing? Assuming you guys are talking it up with reel fishing. We're casting a little further to the right. Gary's talking about catching brim. I guess the size of these was not enough to them as brim. I'm just messing around, Gary. I know you're not, but I'm just. That's grass. That's. Oh. I went through some grass and then came out the grass. And it felt like something bit me. Something bit me. What'd I catch, Colin? What did I catch a month ago, bro? Ah, frickin' slipped off the reel. Oh yeah, yellow perch. Oh yeah, that was many moons ago, bro. Always accidental. If it ain't a bass, it's accidental. Sometimes even if it's a bass, it's accidental. All right, we'll give it 2 more casts. Potentially, we might still have time to run the riprap. Okay, that was grass. I'll throw 1 more cast. I don't know if I said that last one was a 1 more cast, but we'll throw this last cast and then we'll move. I know the riprap is calling us. Krill, you're leaving. Peace out, dog. Dang, Krill's out of here. Now I have to catch a BBL. Now that Krill's gone. All right, guys, let's move. We'll go run that riprap real quick. What the heck? Moderator. I'm pretty sure that I fixed these rivets here before. But just FYI, the trash can, I need to fix the rivets on it now. I don't know what just happened. But I opened up the compartment and the rivets just separated. I swear I've been losing weight, so I don't know why. The rivets should have come off. I know the sunset is nice, guys, but I gotta move you that way so that my microphone receiver does not fly off. You guys will see the majority of the sunset right now when I turn. My phone fell. All right, wheels up, homies. It's riprap time, homies. Let's get it. What happened to my phone? What happened to my phone? No idea. Got it. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna run this riprap. Dudes, I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, that would be perfect if my crankbait right now came off and Creel missed it. Of course, I'm not hoping for that, but I'm just saying, if it had come off, if it breaks off right now and Creel misses it, that right there would be irony. We'll see if we can't pull something off this riprap. Get ourselves a buzzer beater. Unlimited, it ain't bad. It ain't bad being able to see this sunset. It's got a rather calming effect, you know. After a chaotic day of bringing the Rodcast, shutting it down at the sunset riprap, it's pretty calming. Even though right now we're still trying to get ourselves a buzzer beater. Come on, BBLs, where you at? We were starting to increase towards the end, but we have not fully increased the size that we want. There's a little bit of eelgrass here, but I don't think it's floating. Ah, there's the swimming pool. I've gone a lot further than I had anticipated. So this is gonna take a sec, guys. I'm barely starting at the area that I usually start at. So it hasn't even gotten good. So hopefully you guys are having a good hump day. We went out onto the humps and we got a couple fish. Now we're on the riprap trying to get that buzzer beater. I'm sure we have caught quite a few buzzer beaters, but oh, you guys are, I appreciate you guys taking care of real fishing. We just got one. All right, here we go. Let's loosen that drag since we know that we are very weak on that line. And he's looking like a 2-pounder. Somewhere around there. That line is kind of weak. We don't want Creel to have the satisfaction of us breaking our line off. Chocolamano Holmes. He's a little 2-pounder. Maybe 3, maybe 2.5. We could quickly check. Sorry about that, guys. Let's take the hooks out. He was hooked pretty good. Come on, hurry it up, bro. Dang, I have to get my Leatherman. Where's the other hook? I want to make sure I don't get hooked. All right, there we go. Probably about a 2-pounder. This fish weighs. It is in. No tag, no tag. Let's put our drag back. Fish right there, homies, weighed 2 pounds, 5 ounces. Dude, my fish finder shows like it keeps the trail that you had done before, right? So basically anywhere that I pull off of the riprap, it shows like a little U where I pull off that riprap. It was 2 pounds, 5 ounces. Yo, thanks, Mike. But this thing is showing like, I didn't really notice that until I pulled a little further out. Unlimited, it's because I got a lot of rest, dog, you know? So like right here, some caught a fish because there's a spot where I pulled off of here. It's very interesting. Statistically speaking, that is very interesting. nerdily speaking, I just barely realized that that was showing. Come on, get off. Okay, eelgrass is off. Let's get it. We have a whole bunch of riprap left, guys, unless we got a whole bunch of eelgrass, but I don't think that's the case. There is some right here, but I don't think it's where we can't navigate through it. With some success. Yo, Elton, right now I'm throwing a square bill, a Lucky Craft, I think BDS, maybe. I'll have to see. But he's basically a square bill American shad. He goes down about 3 or 4 feet. We are grinding as close to the riprap as we can. This is about, I mean, this is how we end the show most of the time. We run this riprap, seeing what kind of scary creatures we can pull out of here. What kind of big uns. Bill, this right here, it all is on the way the wind is blowing. Right now the wind was blowing from the west mainly, so it would have blown it all to the dock or the ramp. So right now, not a lot of eelgrass. And it just depends on, like if it's blowing in from the north, then we'll fish the south side. If it's blowing from the south, then we'll fish the north side because there shouldn't be any eelgrass. But it all depends on how the wind wants us to fish it. This is the mat where I missed the fish yesterday. We're not gonna try and punch through the grass here. We're just gonna keep on rolling. Dude, so when I was over there, when I talked to a guy, he said that once the, I don't know if that was a fish, once the herring spawn is on, that you should be able to follow that, like they'll push them up at different times of the day. Because I don't know what stage you guys are in right now, because a lot could have changed since the last time I was there. But they'll push them up on clay points, and I've seen that before when I was there. And he said if you can find and locate the brush piles, and he said they could be in like 20, 30 feet of water, it doesn't matter. And he said if you can find those brush piles and you throw a top water to them, like a pencil popper or something, you can find those, then there will be fish down there and they will come up from that depth. And I was like, bro, you talk about they're coming up from like 20 to 30 to hit a top water? And he said, yeah, man. And when they commit, that those would be better ones. But you gotta be able to like have confidence and commit to it. That's what he said. But that was his advice to me. So I'm just sharing that information with you, bro. I don't know about, what stage that lake is in right now. But that's what he said. So hopefully that helps. I mean, if you're fishing from the bank, that might not help. But if you're fishing from a boat, well then if you can locate those brush piles, is Unlimited leaving? Or was Don leaving? I might have missed that, Don. If you're leaving, peace out. Thanks for showing up. If you're leaving, Unlimited, peace out. Y culo. Unlimited's over here, got me saying bad things in Spanish. Come on, Unlimited. Yeah, bro, they are more than likely pulling out a little deeper, but I don't know. Water temp, all that other stuff. Oh, I gotta see about fishing that Clarks Hill Classic. I don't know when that is. Moderator, if you are listening, when is that Clarks Hill Classic? Just so I can dream. Dude, I have no idea why these rivers are so different to each other. But I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, dog. Like when I was fishing over there upriver, that eelgrass was floating everywhere and it was making everything terrible. So, I don't know, dog. Oh, Steve. No, we're talking about a different place. We're not talking about Guntersville, dog. We're talking about Clarks Hill. This ain't, I mean, that's not Guntersville, dog. That's a whole different ballgame. That is deep, clear rock, clay. That's not Guntersville, dog. Aggressive spotted bass. I've seen it with my own eyes over there. But over here, oh no, bro, we're gonna give it 5 shots at a time. Because the thing is, if I get up at 4 in the morning, 5 casts is what topwater gets on every single spot that I go to, at a minimum and a maximum. Because that's valuable twilight hour time. Especially when I don't see any action on top. If I was seeing stuff exploding and, you know, just doing crazy stuff, okay, then let's throw topwater. That makes total sense. But if there's no signs, and because I'm telling you, Steve, it's not like I've never thrown topwater in my life, bro. The problem is that I've burnt a lot of twilight hour, a lot of magical time on topwater trying to make it work because my heart wants it to work. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so awesome. Dude, I'm from New Mexico, and that topwater over there, not that great. In fact, one of my friends from New Mexico who fishes, he's like, bro, topwater is a myth and whatever, right? And I tell him, no, it's not, dog. It's just you gotta go to a different place. And when I would just visit Guntersville, I would waste a lot of the twilight hour on, I mean, I'd get 1, 2, but not a lot of bites. So that's why I'm okay throwing topwater for a little bit, but once it's game time, once the 5 have gone by, then it's all like, all right, we're gonna shut it down. Because this is Guntersville, bro. These guys should be aggressive. They should hit it, and it should be gangster. But if I don't get those first few bites, bro, I gotta. Website says online registration closed May 1st. What? No! Well, all right, guys. I guess we're not fishing the Clarksdale Classic. My bad. See, that's what happens, guys, when you don't pay attention to a lot of things. The attention is in the detail. Yo, Mike, I've thrown bone, I've thrown all kinds of stuff. I've thrown it all, bro. I got bone poppers, I got bone pencil popper, I got bone, dude. I have like topwater Sammys. So it's not like I'm not committed to the game. It's just when the game don't love you, then you know, you gotta change up. I have a plethora of topwater baits. I got the Sammys. I got everything, dude. I got whopper ploppers galore. And the other thing is that this place has that eel grass. So my Sammy is not gonna walk like a champ through all that eel grass. So at that point in time, I'm like, okay, well, now my options are limited because that's a lot of eel grass. So that's the mindset behind the 5 casts, bro. It's not just, I'm like, I hate topwater. Bro, I'm down for topwater when topwater's the game. But when it ain't getting the job done, I gotta go to what I have confidence in. Oh, bro, there's no need to be concerned. We still throw it, but I don't have the confidence that I do in other baits. And that's every bait to every fisherman. What do you have confidence in? Because you'll throw that at any time. Whatever you have confidence in. But I got a whole tray of just straight Sammys, bro. Different colors, different this, different that. I got Sammys. I got a gunfish. I got whatever, bro. But they just don't get down. Colin, I usually have a topwater tied on, but it just sits on the deck until I see conditions are favorable. If they're not, then I'm like, all right, well, that guy can go for a cruise for free. Like the topwater OGs right now are probably like, all right, I'm gonna throw a topwater right here. And if you got the confidence, then do your thing. But I got confidence in the square bill to handle business. over that topwater. Because if I ran that whole riprap without a single bite, then I'm definitely gonna be all like, okay, what happened here? Why didn't I get a bite? It could happen with any bait though. You could throw your bait and just that day they ain't feeling it. But multiple times, multiple mornings. I mean, even on the video is there. I've thrown it. It hasn't got any bites. I've thrown like here. So I got a fish right here. I could have thrown the topwater right there, but we're running that square bill. So it's just whatever you got confidence in. I ain't hating on a topwater. It's just I'll give it its 5. And once its 5 are done, then until the next hump or whatever I'm fishing. Oh, this son of a gun came off. All right. Well, we're not gonna see how big that guy was. He was decent, but not a giant. He came off, guys. And maybe he would have still hit a topwater right there. Maybe he would have been all like, oh, I'm eating whatever. But I will give the topwater the 5. It's the least I could do, dog. Because I too want to see it just get smashed. Dang it. So I missed that one right there, guys. Colin, he came off right at bro. Yo, Mike, I didn't say I was having a fire sale of topwaters. I'm just saying they'll get thrown. They'll get thrown little by little. But they're not the go-to. Now, over by where I started fishing on Monday, oh yeah, dude, over there, you're liable to get a topwater strike. Those bass right there are crazy. They just go and just blow up right next to you, and you're like, what the heck is going on here? And when I see them blowing up on bait all over the place around me, let's do it. Dang. I can't believe I missed that guy. The worst part is that's how we're gonna end it, with a missed fish. He came off right at the end, but I still got my bait, so we're good. Oh, how did I lose that guy? Mike, you thought you got a bunch of topwaters for free, dog? Nah, bro. I know the potential. Dude, one time the Mustache Maniac, he was here and he was all like, I'm gonna throw topwater. I'm like, whatever, dog. Throw whatever you want. It's your time on the water, not mine. And then he caught a good size, probably about 4.5 pounder on that topwater. I think he just took my topwater rod and said, I'm gonna throw a topwater. And I was like, all right, cool, do it. And then he caught one. So that was cool. I'm telling you, I always got one, except for in the wintertime. But I'll always have one somewhere. All right, guys, 2 more casts here, and then we will bounce. The one guy that I got to bite, I got him. He came off. Son of a gun. Oh no, Steve, I don't think you're hating on me, dog. Potentially fusion. Why I don't, or why I don't give it more than 5, dog. That's I think the only, I can't see out here, guys. The only confusion. Water frog. But it was at a different time. It was like in September or something like that, and I was near grass, and I was on the bank, which sounds kind of weird, right? I was on the bank, but I was on the bank, and I was running it through the grass, a rage toad. But I had told myself, okay, I'm running this rage toad. I don't care. In this area, I had to retie though, so like I didn't have a rage toad on because I was like, all right, I'm not gonna throw. When am I throwing a rage toad? In my mind, when I was gonna fish, right? So I never thought I was gonna throw the rage toad until I saw the conditions, and I was like, okay, this to me feels like rage toad area. So then I threw it, and then boom, friggin' good sized bass, a BBL. Let me get under the bridge real quick, guys. So yeah, dude, I caught a BBL off of the rage toad, but I had to put it on because that wasn't my mindset when I was fishing at that time. So I'll throw it. And Steve, I don't ever think that anybody is really, I mean, we joke around and whatever, but I don't really think anybody is really hating on me, bro. I'm good. Because I'm also here to appease the homies, right? We got to be all like, all right, well, let's try that, because here's the thing. If I just continue to throw what I throw all the time, well, then we would have never seen Don's chatterbait, because I never throw a chatterbait. But then Don said, here's some chatterbait, so I was like, okay, I'll throw them. And then we forced ourselves to learn something. So it's stuff like that where we expand our abilities, you know, because I know that I don't know every answer. I know that I don't know every technique. So that's why, I mean, I have a shad ton of baits. It's just, when do we pull them out? And keep in mind that I used to live over there in the desert, so it was a whole different mindset. Over there, it wasn't grass and all this other chaos. It was just rock. Oh, Steve, I mean, the other reason why topwater is not my favorite thing to throw is because when I lived in New Mexico, dog, almost 100% of the freaking topwater strikes, bro, they were white bass. And that would just make me so mad, bro, because I'd be like, oh my God, this freaking white bass. Because I'm looking for largemouth, and especially in a tournament, right? I'm like, all right, let's get them. They're busting up topwater. Okay, cool. But nope, always white bass. And I was like, ugh, white bass. So Colin feels my pain. And the other thing about white bass, when you get them on the top water, is that those fools, they got a small mouth. And so they will take the whole treble and get all 3 hooks in their mouth right at their lips, so you can't open their mouth at all. It takes you another 20 minutes to get this fool off the freaking hook. I'm like, oh my God, white bass, could you make it any worse? So that's why, Steve. It's probably the white bass that ruined it, dog. Those freaking, because dude, if you remember, me and the Mustache Maniac were throwing topwater when we saw them blowing up over there at Clark's Hill. They ended up being big old like hybrids or whatever, but it was still fun. We were like, oh, heck yeah, bro. What about a buzzbait? Bro, I only had 1 buzzbait in my arsenal. I bought another one now. I don't really throw buzzbaits. I only had 1 in my arsenal, and as a viewer request, I was all like, okay, let me buy a buzzbait. And then I bought the buzzbait, but it's still in the box. So I just forgot. So somebody's got to remind me buzzbait, because if not, I'm gonna forget. Because it's not on the top of my list of baits that are in the arsenal. So the buzzbait, there's a potential that I may have only caught maybe a handful of fish on a buzzbait. So that's a lack of throwing, because in the desert, bro, I never threw a buzzbait. Probably the only time that I threw a buzzbait was when I would visit Guntersville. I don't even know if I did well on it. So buzzbait does exist. I just totally forget, and that's like the honest truth. I forget that he's in here because he's not my go-to. So somebody's got to remind me, yo, buzzbait, dog, and then I'll have to retie that fool. I'll have to tie him on a rod in order for us to throw him. So yeah, I mean, dude, I've even suggested like a choose your own adventure situation here, where it'll be like, all right, guys, what do the viewers want to do here? Do we want to fish this, or do we want to fish this? And then we go from there, right? And there's not even going to be a like, oh man, you guys made me do that. No, it's going to be like, okay, the viewers go get it. But it might, you know what I'm saying? Fishing wise, it might not pay. We'll go and do it, because, and here's the thing, I live so close to the lake that I can go multiple times. So if it doesn't work out on whatever, then it's all like, oh, that's cool. We tried, but it didn't work out. So that's the potential right there, where we could just say, okay, guys, today is, I don't know, this is Viewer Monday or viewer whatever day, or just every so often say, all right, let the viewers decide. Okay, but we got to, if we do that, we have to do it sort of ahead of time, because I got to make sure the baits are in here. Because if you guys say, hey, I want you to blah, 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 then I'm going to be like, I have 0 of those guys. They're in the Tackle Tavern, but they don't exist. And it will have to be to the extent of baits that I have. So we can agree to whatever the situation will be, because, bro, this is a super flexible channel. We're good like that. So if we do that viewer request, choose your own adventures type of show, then we just got to make sure that we have all the stuff, because it would suck if you guys go, hey, how about you throw this? And I'll be like, don't have that. What about this? Don't have that. But I really have it. It's just at my house. So just things to think about, guys. If you guys want to have a viewer's, I don't want to say viewer's choice, but a viewer's choose your own adventure situation, we can do that really easy. Unlimited, you're saying that you wanted a drum? Don't you ever say that, Unlimited. You don't know what you're saying. You don't know what you're saying right there, bro. You're delirious. You are delirious, Unlimited. So let me go get the boat, guys. If you guys can just watch, the boat. Now I'm delirious. Let me go get the truck. If you guys can watch that right there, and then decide how you guys want to work out that viewer's choice or whatever. right, guys, so our microphone died. Well, not the microphone itself, but the receiver. So now we're gonna have to yell at the GoPro. I don't know when it died, but all I'm saying is we will be live tomorrow early in the morning, dudes. I'm talking about 5 o'clock, somewhere around there. We'll get up before the fish even know that we're there. And Colin's over here busting rhymes. So we'll get up nice and early, and we will see if see how long we fish. We will probably, depending on the mic, I mean the pro is we'll probably afternoon. We'll do a morning and then afternoon session. I don't know exactly what the deal is, so we'll see what's up. So hopefully you guys can join me. I do appreciate you guys tuning in today. It was very frustrating. The electronics were all being stupid, so my bad, guys. My apologies. I noticed something wrong with the boat, and we're gonna fix it. We'll figure it out. Steve, appreciate you being here, bro. And remember, it's always just a discussion, dog. We ain't really tripping. I don't trip for much, bro. It's only fishing, so we're good. It's no big deal. So tomorrow, vatos, we will see you. Let's see if we can get that BBL plus. So fish around and find out, homies.